Next, we have the latest in Warren's series of TalkBack highlights.
As we continue with our theme of highlights from TalkBack, we now come to the 7th installment in which we're taking a look at the last multi-finger gestures, and this time we're talking about the 4-finger gestures. I am sitting now on my home screen, and using 3 fingers, I will tap to invoke the TalkBack menu.
TalkBack menu, actions, and list.
What I'm looking for next would be the TalkBack settings. I will now find and tap on TalkBack settings.
Text-to-speech set TalkBack settings. TalkBack settings. Navigate up, but
Having tapped on TalkBack settings, what we're looking for is an item that says Customize Gestures.
customize gestures. Customized.
I am now on that page of gesture customization, and I will switch to the heading granularity, so I will navigate to the 4-finger gestures and go from there. I will now swipe up and down with 1 finger in a fluid movement to change my granularity to the heading granularity.
Controls.
Swipe up and down again.
Headings.
This is the heading. Now, using 1 finger, I will swipe down 1 at a time till I hear it says 4-finger gestures heading.
1 finger, heading, and list. 1 finger back and forth, heading. 1 finger angle, heading. 2 fingers, heading. 3 fingers, heading. 4 fingers, heading. Showing items 30.
I am now on the 4-finger gestures, and instead of swiping down, since I am now on the 4-finger gestures, if you're a swiper, you can swipe from left to right, or simply explore through the items that we have. So whichever way you do it, you're going to find the items below here. I am typically an explorer, and so I'll explore through these items and go along as we talk.
Tap with 4 fingers. Practice gestures.
The first item we got here is to tap with 4 fingers, and that is to practice the TalkBack gestures. I am not sure if this came by default or I reassigned it, but again, these things can be reassigned to whatever it is that you desire to use those gestures for. The next item here we have is
Double tap and hold with 4 fingers. Pass through.
double tap and hold with 4 fingers to pass through. So if you're having some gesture problem with, or some action problem with a gesture that's not working for you, try using the pass through, which is going to temporarily allow you to use that or pass that through and make it work for you. Next item, let's go here, is
Triple tap with 4 fingers. Tap to assign.
triple tap with 4 fingers, tap to assign. In other words, I haven't assigned it to anything, and you could tap here to go choose some action that you would like to use this triple tap with 4 fingers to perform. Next,
Swipe up with 4 fingers. Previous window.
swipe up with 4 fingers, previous window, and the next one will be
Swipe down with 4 fingers. Next window.
swipe down with 4 fingers, next window. Let's keep going. The next one we have is
Swipe left with 4 fingers. Tap to assign.
swipe left with 4 fingers. That too has not been assigned, and one could go in there and reassign it to whatever, or assign it to whatever gesture or action rather that they would like that gesture to perform. The last item here would be
Swipe right with 4 fingers. Tap to assign.
that too is unassigned, and that's the last of those 4-finger gestures. Below here, however, we have something about fingerprint gestures, and I'm kind of a little bit leery in talking about this because not everybody has a phone that these gestures work for, but if you have a Pixel phone, these gestures would work for you. So we'll just simply go quickly through this and see what they are.
Fingerprint gestures. Heading.
And here are the items that we find under that fingerprint gestures.
Swipe up on fingerprint sensor. Previous reading.
So swipe up is previous reading control.
Swipe down on fingerprint sensor. Next reading.
Next reading control. And I'm not sure if these are by default or if I did this. Let's go to the last 2.
Swipe left on fingerprint sensor. Tap to assign.
Tap to assign on the swiping left on the fingerprint. And
Swipe right on fingerprint sensor. Tap to assign.
that too is unassigned. And that's the last of those fingerprint gestures. So we got up, down, left, or right. And that concludes our 7th installment of the highlights from TalkBack.
And Austin, how do people get in touch with us?
People can get in touch with us by visiting our website, blindandroidusers.com. They can register, post articles, ask us questions, give feedback on the podcast, and lots of nice things. They can send us an email to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. If they don't want to come live and they want to send their Android journey story, also they can send it to myandroidjourney at blindandroidusers.com. They can subscribe to our mailing list by sending in an email to blind Android users plus subscribe at groups.io. The links to join a Telegram and Twitter and Clubhouse and YouTube channel will be all in the show notes. And that is it from this week.
Thanks everyone for listening. We shall see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone, and keep an eye on those Amazon boxes. And that has been another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. As always, we appreciate hearing from you. You send those email messages to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. For those My Android Journey stories, we encourage you to send those to myandroidjourney at blindandroidusers.com. Until we see you in our next episode, you have a wonderful day.